Oh, I'd be remiss if I did not bring up the Bruce Buffer, Nate Diaz situation. Poor Bruce. I really felt for Bruce here. Bruce did so many things wrong with absolutely no bad intent. Right? How many times do we do that as human beings? And, it's really tough, too, when you're in Bruce's job. Okay, so let me break this down for you guys before I jump too far into it. Bruce got picked up on TMZ, and TMZ had asked him something about Nate Diaz. And I actually believe that the TMZ reporter had the wrong Diaz brother. He kept saying Nate Diaz, but I believe he meant Nick Diaz because he said something to Bruce about, now he's not even eligible to fight. He was in some kind of trouble in Las Vegas. Something along those lines, which Nick Diaz was in some trouble in Las Vegas. I don't know about the eligibility to fight. I think that was wrong, but the bottom line is I don't think the reporter knew what he was talking about to begin with. So then Bruce spoke to it, even though it was the wrong question. Now, Bruce only spoke to it because he's a really nice guy. He got out of his vehicle or walked out of a restaurant. You guys know how TMZ works. Boom, they're right there. Hey, you look up, you start answering some questions. Bruce was just being a good guy. He had no malice. He had no bad intent. But here's what happened. They asked him about Nate Diaz. And Bruce had made a comment that, hey, Nate should be bowing down to Dana. And I heard that Nate was paid $7 million for his second fight with Conor McGregor. And it was all fine and well. Let me explain to you guys where the problem is. Whenever you're in the sport of MMA and you're representing a business, in this case the UFC, you got to stay in your lane. You're hired specifically to be in a lane. Okay, that's one of the things that the boss does so well, is he hires people to do a very specific job. And Bruce has a very specific job. However, the perception of Bruce is that he is a guy on the inside. That perception would be drawn because when you turn on your television and watch the fights, Bruce is on the inside, literally, inside the apron, inside the cage. So you would draw a conclusion that he's on the inside in the offices and on the inside of the intel. So when he goes against one of the boys, problem, and when he reveals a number that is a protected and only insider number. Now, Bruce was just being a regular guy that had heard a number and had a camera put on him, and he was nice enough to speak to him. That is what actually happened, but it's not what appears to have happened. It appears that an insider just turned on one of the boys and revealed an industry and company secret of how much was given on the back end through the contract to Nate Diaz. Which means that is the number. That is the reality, and that was the inside scoop. In terms of perception is reality. So Bruce had really stepped in it there, and it was completely on accident, and I felt really bad for him. And Nate responded, and it was not bad at all. Bruce said once again, he just said, hey, Nate should be bowing down to Dana, which is just an expression for meaning, hey, he should really be grateful, and he's taken good care of. Bruce is right about that. Bruce is fine. The only thing he did wrong is he's viewed as an insider. He's viewed as a guy that's in the office and he's one of the boys, as opposed to, no, he's hired. He's got a very specific job. And that's that. So now you're getting inside information out there, which is nobody's business, designed to be protected and to be nobody's business. That gets revealed. And you have Nate Diaz responding, I don't bow down to anybody, which is a great response. It was great, and then it prompted Bruce to come back out and try to clarify his statements. Now, the best clarification is the one that I just gave, which is Bruce is a super nice guy who gave of his time to some random reporter who turned on the camera and asked him a question. That's what actually happened there. As simple as that. Bruce was minding his own business. Bruce didn't sign up for a media opportunity. He didn't ask for a media opportunity. He didn't turn the camera on. He was out living his life and somebody grabbed him. Points to Bruce for being a good guy for that, right? Points to Bruce for helping out TMZ. Bad news? Hey, when you live in this space and you are a true and passionate fan, and Bruce is, that's the way fans talk. You hear things, you go out and share it. Little of it's gossip, little of it's opinionated. It's a really tough thing. I'm telling you the right answer here. The right answer is when you are hired within this industry to do a job, you stay in your lane, you do that job and nothing else. That is the correct answer. I'm just sharing with you in Bruce's defense. Though that is the correct answer, it's very hard to do. Bruce was just being a real guy. He had a day off. He was being a regular human being. He came out and he ran it back. I think we've all accepted it, but if we haven't accepted it, then don't accept Bruce's running back. Accept mine, because I'm more right. I'm more right than even Bruce's awareness of himself here. He was minding his own business, being a regular guy on his time. Someone turned the camera on, and he was nice enough to give them an interview.